Hello children, how are you all? Yes, last we have completed the King Shibi and the Dove, right? You have enjoyed the poem, right? Isn't it? Yes. Now, have you read that lesson? You have read? Enjoyed it? Good. Now, one lesson we have completed now. So today we can do another poem. Okay, see this. What is that poem? The Fisherman. The Fisherman. Fisherman's, yes, all of you know fishermen. Where can you find those? Yes, they are the that is the banks, right? So seas, they catch the fish and they sell the fish to us. They send the fish to markets and we can buy from that markets. Right, children? Now, what is this fisherman? So, what does he do? That we can see in this poem, the fisherman. Right, children? See this. So, fishes are vertebrate animals that live in the water. What is this vertebrate? All of you have idea about this? Fishes are vertebrate animals. Vertebrate animals means next only you have see that. So generally fish lives in the water only, right? So what are these vertebrate animals? Vertebrate means they have a spinal cord surrounded by bone or cottage. So even spinal cord means all of you we have, that is our backbone, right? So for that we have this kind of bones surrounded this. Even fish bones also if you see like this, na, right? So like this we have this fish bone, spinal cord, backbone and surrounded by bones, small bones we get it. So these we call it vertebrates. These we call it vertebrates. Even we are also vertebrate, right? So and fish have gills that extract oxygen from the water around them. Do you know? Can we take oxygen from water? I mean, while swimming, without oxygen balloons, can we take oxygen? Can we breathe in the water? No, it's very difficult. Water gets into our nose and we get problem, right? But fish always they live in the water only. How can they take the breath? Yes, for the fish if you see just beside the mouth they have gills we call it. So just open like the before the wings and from the mouth. So just side to that they have a little bit of hard one. So behind it smooth one. That hard one slightly it opens. So those are called gills. Those are called gills. 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 Okay, ma. So those are called gills. Okay, children. So if you see the picture, you can understand how the gills just behind the mouth, little bit of hard part that opens. So that we call it gills. So from that, the fish can take breath. The fish can take breath, oxygen from water. Okay, children. So now fish have gills that extract oxygen from the water around them. So the fish whatever they have from the water they can take the oxygen. So how can they take? With the help of these gills. Okay, children. Now see the poem all of you. The fisherman goes out at dawn when everyone's abed and from the bottom of the sea draws up his bread. Draws up his daily bread. So see this. The fisherman goes out at dawn. So every day the fisherman, farmers, everyone, they go to their work at dawn. What is this dawn? Yes, early morning session. When the sunrise happens, that is called dawn. Okay. So the fisherman goes out at dawn. Dawn means early morning time. Early morning. The fisherman goes out at dawn. At what time does he go? Yes, at dawn. Dawn means early morning, right, children? Now, when everyone's abed And when everyone's abed, and from the bottom of the sea draws up his daily bread. So when everyone's abed means night. Abed means night. Okay, so he goes out in the early morning and he comes back in the night time. He comes back from the sea at night time, right? So before going to the bed. So up to that he does his work. He collects the fish from the sea only. So what does he collect? And from the bottom of the sea, bottom, so inside, from that draws up his daily bread. Daily bread means not of this loaf bread. Bread means whatever he can eat. That is nothing but fish, right? So fish only can they eat means not like that. So first they should catch the fish, and that fish they should sell in the market, and with that they get the money. With that money he buys whatever he wants, okay, for the family. That's the bread means here food. So how can they get food? First they should catch the fish by going to the river, and from they should sell that fish to the people or in the market, and whatever the money they get by selling these fish, so with that they buy their food, whatever they want, right children? So this is the work of the fisherman. So the fisherman goes out at dawn when everyone's abed, and from the bottom of the sea draws up his daily bread. So daily bread means daily food, whatever he wants, that he gets it. Draws up means he gets it, daily bread from that only. That means daily do they eat fish? No. They catch it and they sell it, and with that money they buy their food. Okay children. So that is the first one. And see the rhyming words also there you have. That is second line and fourth line. Abed, bread. Abed, bread. Right. And see the second stanza. His life is strange, half on the shore and half upon the sea. Not quite a fish, and yet not quite the same as you and me. His life is strange. So strange, you know, that is strange means unusual or surprising. Unusual, surprising. Unusual or surprising. His life is strange. Strange means unusual or surprising. So whose life is unusual or surprising? That is nothing but fisherman's life, right? Why? Half on the shore and half upon the sea. What is this shore? Shore, you know? What is the meaning of shore? Seashore we call it. What is the meaning of the shore? Land along the edge of sea. Edge of sea. So that we call it shore. So that is rivers we call it that place, river bank, and sea we call it seashores. Seashore. So half on the sea, half on the shore. So half of the time he spends on the shore only, and remaining half upon the sea. That means he goes on to into the sea and he collects the fish and he grades that fish in the river shore, in the seashore, right children? So first he goes to the sea, upon the sea, and he collects the fish. Collecting some quantity of fish, he comes back to the seashore and he sits there and he arranges all the quantity of the fish. So according to the size, according to the variations, he variate them, he differentiate them, and separate them, and later he sends that to market or sells to the people. Okay, so now here half on the shore and half upon the sea, not quite a fish and yet not quite the same as you and me. So not quite a fish, Q-U-I-T-E, quite. Quite means here totally. Totally or completely. Totally or completely. Totally or completely. So here he is not completely with a fish, not quite a fish, complete, totally he didn't get, and he is not quite as the same as you and me. He is not completely spending the time there, and he is not completely spending the time like us, because he goes there and he works there, and with that he comes back and he does his work like that. So there completely he is not getting that one, and completely he is not spending the time like us also. And that is the second stanza. What is that? His life is strange, half on the shore and half upon the sea, not quite a fish and yet not quite the same as you and me. So not quite completely like fish, or not as like you and me. Okay, and the fisherman. See the third stanza, children. So in the second stanza, what do we have the rhyming words? Second line and fourth line. See me, like this we have. And see the next one. The fisherman has curious eyes. They make you feel so queer, as if they had seen many things of wonder and of fear. The fisherman has curious eyes, curiosity. Curious means eager to know. Curious means eager to know. Eager to know. So interest to know something. Eager to know means interest or very anxiety to know something. So curious eyes, he has some kind of, the fisherman has curious eyes, yes, eager to, anxiety to know something. They make you feel so queer. So what is the meaning of queer? Queer. Queer means it is strange. Queer means strange. So they make us feel strange. Why? As if they had seen many things of wonder and of fear. So the fisherman has very eager things, that is very anxiety to know that whatever he was doing, that makes us very strange. That is, we feel very strange about them. Why? Because as if they had seen many things. They had seen many things of wonder and of fear. Yes, that is, fishing is not an easy job. So when they go for fishing, at that time suddenly they get waves and their boats may upside down, and so many things, dangerous things may happen to them. Sometimes they lose their life also, some of the fishermen. Like that. So they see many things, those are which of wonder and of fear also. So very wonderful things. That is a beautiful sceneries in the sea. They can see different kinds of fish they see, or else the weather, how it is very beautiful, it changes. That is also they can see sometimes. But within a short time, how the weather changed at that time, all of a sudden big waves they get it, and with that waves they may lose their life, and with that fear they may come out of the sea. So that kind of fearful situations they face, and the very wonderful scenes also they can see. And that is the third stanza. What is that? The fisherman has curious eyes. They make you feel so queer, as if they had seen many things of wonder and of fear. So they had seen many things of wonder and of fear. With that we can see their life is very strange, queer. Right? We feel about them. Those life is queer, strange, right? So what do we have the rhyming words in this stanza? Yes, second and fourth lines, those are queer and fear. Queer, fear. Right. Now see the next stanza. They are like the sea on foggy day. They are like the sea on a foggy day. Not grey, not yet quite blue. They are like the wondrous tales he tells, not quite yet maybe true. So they are like the sea on foggy days. What is this foggy? Foggy means full of fog. Foggy days means full of fog. Full of fog, covered the total weather with the snow, right? Fog. Right. So they are like the sea on foggy days, not grey, grey color, not grey, not at quite blue. So the water, the sea is not complete grey, not grey color, and even not completely blue color also. Generally water we compare with blue color, na? But here not with complete blue color. They are like the wondrous tales he tells, not quite yet may be true. So not totally, but maybe true those are. What are those? So they are like the wondrous tales. Wondrous means inspiring, inspiring a feeling of wonder. So shall I write? Wondrous. Here spelling, see this one. D-R-O-U-S. W-O-N-D-R-O-U-S. Wondrous. Wondrous means inspiring a feeling of wonder. Inspiring a feeling of wonder. Right. So he creates a kind of wonderful feeling to us. So they are like the wondrous tales. Tales means, you know, stories. Yes, when they went for fishing, something has happened means they tells to others like the stories. Yes, this has happened like that. So while we are doing the fishing, suddenly a big wave came, or else a big these whales came, like the different ways they tell, na? So wondrous tales he tells. The fisherman tells those wonderful inspiring stories, not quite, not completely, yet maybe, but maybe true. Whatever he was telling exactly may not be correct, but some truth is there. That means we exaggerated some stories. Na? Some stories happen means, suppose if you see the snake at your house suddenly in the ground, or else in the park at your nearby your house, you are playing. How do you describe that one to your friends? So for that, while we are playing, suddenly the snake came and it did the hissing sounds, and it came to us, and I fought with this, right? Will you tell or not? The same way here, whatever they were telling, maybe that is correct, but not completely. That is the third stanza. So they are like the sea on foggy days, not grey nor yet quite blue. Those are not grey color, not completely blue color. They are like the wondrous tales he tells, not quite yet may be true, but not completely, but some truth is there. So that is, what are the rhyming words in this poem? Blue, true. Blue, true. Right, children? Now, see the last stanza. He knows so much of boats and tides, of windows and clouds and sky, but when I tell of city things, he sniffs and shuts one eye. See, he knows so much of boats and tides. Tides means very long waves. Tides means here very long waves. So big waves we get, na? That we call it tides. So always he goes to the sea, and there only he spends much time. That's why he knows everything about the sea, right? So much of boats and tides, long waves, everything he knows. Not only that, of winds he knows, and clouds he knows, and sky also he knows. That means the wind directions, when wind, blowing of wind when it is changed, or else when the weather is cloudy in the sky. Based on that, they can analyze what is going to happen in the sea, right? So that's why they know everything about it. But when I tell of city things, so they are in the river, seashore and near to that place. But when we tell about the city, how do they express? He sniffs and shuts one eye. He sniffs. Sniffs means gives the, that is a smell. Like this, that is a some detecting the smell, we call it. Sniffs means detecting smell. Detecting smell. So that means they never feel much wonder in the city life, but they feel very wonderful and fear only in the village, and they, especially this places, seashore places much, right? That's why they never show much interest about the city life when we are telling, and simply they shuts one eye. So that means they are not showing much interest. They close one eye and they show their they are not interested what we are telling, because they are enjoying that natural life there. So we don't have, I mean, who are in the cities, those people have no idea about that beauty of the nature. That's why we feel everything is a wonder in the nature. But always they are enjoying and that nature only, wonderful things only they are observing always. So they never show interest about city life generally. Some people they may like it, but here who are busy with their work, and in that work only who experiences the wonderful things, those people never think about the city life, right? So he knows so much of boats and tides, of winds and clouds and sky, but when I tell of city things, he sniffs and shuts one eye. Okay children, so what are the rhyming words in the last stanza? Sky, eye. Second line and fourth line. Sky, eye. Every stanza like that, second and fourth lines, we have rhyming words. Okay children, so did you understand the poem? Yes, read this poem 2 to 3 times, then you also can enjoy more and more.